Well, Joel Fulton, it's your old buddy Tom Arnold here. It's New Year's Day. I'm doing it late night New Year's Day. It's been a long few weeks. We have the kids are here, but first we had Thanksgiving, which lasted 2 weeks for some reason. Then they go back to school for 2 weeks, so they really aren't going to school. They're having their concert and they're giving out gifts and all that bullshit. And now they're here for 3.5 weeks. And my daughter turned 9 on the 18th, so we went to Disneyland, which is just, oh, it's the best. Went to Disneyland, took another kid and her mom, her very hot mom, and but she puts me through it, my daughter. We had to go to Santa Monica Pier a couple days ago, and went to the Bloom Museum downtown. That's kind of interesting. My son's had 2 big sleepovers, 4-man sleepovers in this house, and that's a lot of work. You got to be on point. You got to be on point. In case the kid wants to go home or the guys get into fights, and they do get into fights. At one point, everybody cries. Some kids are sensitive about things and some are not. But, but they all, I love hearing them laugh. The shit they do. And I'm sure it's obscene and filthy. They said, will you take us to CVS? I'm like, CVS? That does seem like a place you boys want to go. I got to pick up some refills of my prescriptions. Yeah, I'll take it. Can we have a budget? Oh, can we each have $25? I'm like, okay, each. But we want to pay by ourselves. We don't want to be with you at the cashier. Okay, no problem. And so they pay their stuff. I get in the car. They got a bunch of fucking baby oil, man. Because this Diddy party, P. Diddy, when they raided him, he had 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I don't know what kind of sex he was having. Very oily sex, I can tell you that. So these young 11-year-olds think it's hilarious, So they got an adult diaper for me, and I'm like, I get it. I'm older than you guys. It's hilarious. But I did try it on. It was an extra large. Been pretty good. You go on those long road trips. The astronauts wear them. I mean, it's got to be good. Anyway, True Lies, a lot of fun. I see Arnold. I've seen him four times the last 4 weeks. We gave out Christmas gifts on the 14th down in South Central LA. 10,000 of them. That's what we do every year. We did turkeys at Thanksgiving, turkey whole meals, everything. And he buys all this shit. He's fucking amazing. I saw him today on the news. He built a bunch of houses for the vets up at the VA there. These are little tiny houses, but they got everything. I could 100% live in one of those houses. And he's acts like he's running for office all the time. He's not. He's just the best. He's the best. Austin Powers. Well, funny. True Lies, I worked on it for 7 months, and that turned out to be a hit. And I remember thinking, hey, we all stayed friends. I still see Cameron and Jamie and Arnold. It was a big hit. And I've been to every movie's like this. And it turns out no movies are like that. But I have worked 7 months on other movies that nobody gives a shit about, and for good reason. But Austin Powers was one day, and I'd hosted Saturday Night Live a few times and got to know Mike Myers a little bit. And Jay Roach calls me, hey, his last movie didn't do well. Some murder, whatever. Everybody's pitched in. Demi Moore produced it. She called and said, there's a role in this movie, and I can only think of one person to do it, and I really want you to consider it. I go, well, send it over to the hotel. And it was the guy in the shitter. I go, that's how much she thinks of me. And but it was fun. We did it one day. You got to improvise, and I said, how about a courtesy flush? That's just something I heard growing up in Iowa. I've never heard that on the screen, so I put it on the screen, and it holds up. People know that one scene. They go, oh, yeah, that was, forget about the other stuff. So those are good choices, man. Let's have a happy fucking 2025. Man, I want to get a little bit better shape. I want to get ahead of my bills. I stopped paying alimony last year, but to make up for it, she keeps taking me to court to try to get more. She wants more custody of the kids, but she really doesn't. I can just tell you because they come back here a lot. But she thinks she'll get more money. So the money I was going to spend on a better house, closer to the school. The kids go to school on the west side there. It looks like it's court costs, you know. I spent $2 million so far. That's a lot. I hope my kids are worth it, you know. My son's always like, Daddy, why don't you have a Lambo? And I'm like, I could have a Lambo, son, but 7 years ago I got you guys, and it's very expensive. So, but I think this year, man, my business is, we had a strike for a year and it still hasn't recovered. And COVID before that, you know, fucked up everything. You know, I had to go to Europe to make movies and which is weird they let you make movies in Europe because Europe, especially Italy, where I made most of them, got hit very hard, but they consider, actors essential workers. They grease the wheels over there in Italy. And so I'd be the only person on the highway at night, be in an ambulance, going to work at a huge hotel, very nice, all by myself. So that was fun. A little lonely, but it was fun. But I think things are clicking. They're going to click for me and you, Joel. We're going to be killing it this year. For real. Something great. You know, we survived. We got here. This is where we are. And then onward and upward. And every day is going to be an opportunity for us, man. So let's do it. Let's be happy, healthy, as happy as we can, as healthy as we can. And we'll kill it, man. We're going to kick some ass. Let's do it. Buddy! All right. Have a good one.